I'm honored to present to you, ladies and gentlemen, Marina Kaljurand, member of the European Parliament and a former Minister of Foreign Affairs of Estonia. Ambassador Kaljurand will address a topic that we consider absolutely crucial to our mission.
Good morning, and thank you for the very kind introduction. I'm honored and privileged to be part of this cybersecurity discussion, and I'd also like to start on a personal note. I was at the very first Cybersec conference. Isabel, I admired what extraordinary work you and your team, mainly consisting of ladies, did then. And I've been following the development of Cybersec throughout the years. So Isabella, you have many friends. And wherever you're going to be, whatever you're going to do next, I wish you all the best, and I will always follow your extraordinary job and commitment to cybersecurity. In my remarks today, I would like to start with some general remarks and then continue with the discussions on the European level. It's the first time I participate in this conference in the capacity of the member of the European Parliament, and trust me, digital topics are very high on political agenda in the EU and in the European Parliament. As it was mentioned by also previous speakers, pandemic was a reality check to the whole world of our digital preparedness, how much are we able to take advantages of digital solutions, but also it brought challenges to our attention. Cyber attacks, bigger digital divide, capacity, different levels of capacity building, the role of social media, disinformation, and I can continue. It means that the role of each and every city, local authority, and member state, and EU as such, on global arena has grown. Unfortunately, we still have ideological division in the United Nations, and the processes of group of governmental experts and open-ended working group show that how differently we understand different topics related to cybersecurity. We all say the same right things. We want free, open, affordable, accessible internet. We all say we want closer cooperation on all levels. We all say we want inclusiveness and multi-stakeholder model. But look what's happening globally. Not all the states, not all the governments are following the right political words. And that's why I think it's crucial that EU continues and takes even bigger role globally together with close partners, with those who we share the same understanding of values, principles, need of cybersecurity and the use of ICTs. At the same time, EU should not be a closed club. We should not continue discussions in the cells of the United Nations. We have to be open. We have to fight for the hearts and minds of the developing world. We have to support them in capacity building, in confidence building, but of course, we have to be very open, asking also the support for applicability of international law to cybersphere, as well as human rights to cybersphere. I'm proud that globally, last year was remarkable. UN celebrated its 75th anniversary, and digital topics have never been so high on political agenda in the United Nations as last year. The declarations on cybersecurity were made, and the roadmap of the Secretary General for Digital Cooperation is also of utmost importance. Now coming to the EU. Previous speakers made it very clear how important digital development is for the EU. In February 2020, the Commission introduced a political document shaping Europe's digital future. Next generation EU recovery plan foresees that 20% should be targeted for digital spending. These are political documents, and these are key priorities. But how they're going to be fulfilled depends on cooperation. Cooperation between member states, and more importantly, cooperation within member states with local authorities, with local cities. We have three priorities. Better use of data, mainly industrial data, where EU has lost its position to big tech platforms. So with industrial data, it's the last time to catch up and to regulate the data market in the best way. Second, digital services market. We are talking about single market, but let's be honest, it's not fully operational. We still have protectionist feelings. Pandemic showed how easy it is to close borders and how easy it is to step aside from single market. So the task of building digital single market is crucial. It's not only services, but it's regulating big tech platforms. It also finally coming to digital IDs, which are applicable and interoperational throughout the whole EU. Unfortunately, so far we have had the laws and regulations in place, but not applied them on the whole EU's territory. It's a challenge, but it's an important challenge that we have to face. And I think that also conferences like Cybersec can play a big role in building trust between different stakeholders, governments, industry, company, academia, IT sector, and finally consumers. Finally, but not least importantly, consumers, humans, because we need educated people to make best educated decisions. And of course, the third challenge, better connectivity and stronger networks. During pandemic, it became clear how important quick and fast internet connections, how important they are. I was working from a remote island in the Baltic Sea, and even in Estonia, where we are proud of our internet coverage, it wasn't easy. So we all have the challenge of bringing better connections to our people, bringing fast connections to remote islands, to remote places, to rural areas. Only that way we can promote digital topics and we can give our people the benefits they deserve. As to EU's role, EU has been always vocal on the protection of fundamental rights and fight against discrimination, applicability of international law. And I would urge us all to continue it. I'm proud that finally in July 2020, EU took advantage and used the digital toolbox when it introduced countermeasures against cyber attacks, WannaCry, NotPetya, Operation Cloud Hopper, and attacks against the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons. It was the first time when we acted collectively, but it was a strong message that we're not going to allow violations of international law, we're not going to allow cyber attacks. So, although first step, I hope that other steps will follow also on the EU level, and we will be here a strong common voice. Yes, it's not always easy. We have 27 countries, we have 27 jurisdictions, we have 27 histories, 27 different governments. But if we want to be real players on global arena, we have to unite our forces. We have to be united, we have to speak in one voice. Second role EU has an important role to play is standard setting. Today we're talking about new norms of cybersecurity. We're talking about secure IoT, application of AI, and many other important topics. We have the example of GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation, which was criticized in the United States, in other countries, but where we see that today it has become, I would say, golden standard of data protection. Let's, with other steps coming from cybersecurity standardization and security certification, for example, become a new level of standards also globally. The way how we handle big tech companies, or even the way how we introduce digital taxation. These should be the steps where EU should continue having leading role. And finally, there are new topics coming onto the table. I will mention digital sovereignty and strategic autonomy. These are not completely new topics. They were first mentioned in 2016, but COVID pandemic brought them to completely new level of political discussion. And when we in Europe, we discuss it, we should not fall back into protectionism, isolation. We should not take so-called sovereignty back to member states, but we should take the sovereignty back from the third countries to the EU. We should be aware and we should be accountable and responsible for the regulations, for the decision making in this field. We should be independent from other states and of big companies. We should discuss it very seriously, but we should remember what are the main four freedoms of the EU and not step aside from our open liberal approaches and fundamental freedoms that are the basis of the EU. I would like to wish all the participants best discussions today. I'm sorry I can't be with you in the conference hall. I know that you are taken best care of because I just know how Isabella's team is working. I hope that next year we will be able to meet face to face. Once again, thank you so much for giving me the chance to share my remarks and also all the best in preparation for IGF 2021. Thank you.